Rain pounded against the cracked windshield as Ethan tightened the last bolt under the rusted hood. His fingers were numb, his breath visible in the freezing night air. The old woman sat inside the car, shivering, her frail hands clutching a soaked napkin. "Try it now," Ethan shouted over the wind. The woman hesitated before turning the key. The engine sputtered, coughed, then roared to life. She gasped, covering her mouth with her wrinkled hand, eyes glistening. Ethan exhaled, rolling his sore shoulders. "You're good to go, ma'am." The woman's lips trembled. I don't have any money to pay you." Ethan wiped the grease off his hands onto his already filthy coveralls. "Don't worry about it." Her thin fingers reached into her coat pocket. "Please, take this." She extended the damp napkin. Ethan nearly laughed. A napkin? But when he took it, he realized there was something written on it in shaky handwriting. His tired eyes scanned the words. Then his heart stopped. "Find him. 41 Maple Street. Tell him, I'm sorry." Ethan's stomach twisted. His head snapped up. "Ma'am, what is this?" The woman's expression darkened. A chance to fix what was broken. 2 days earlier, Ethan had been sitting alone in his garage, staring at the foreclosure notice taped to the wall. His father's old shop, his last connection to the man who'd raised him, was slipping through his fingers. Business was dead. Bills were stacking up. If he didn't find $5,000 by the end of the week, everything his father built would be gone. He had no backup plan, no family to turn to, just an old shop, a lifetime of grease-stained memories, and a dream that was turning to rust. Then last night she showed up. An old sedan, coughing black smoke, barely made it into the lot before dying completely. The woman inside was shaking, her breath fogging the windshield. Ethan had no heart to turn her away, even though he knew he wouldn't get paid. Present day, 41 Maple Street. Ethan stood outside the small, weathered house, napkin crumpled in his fist. He knocked twice. Footsteps. The door creaked open, revealing a man in his 60s, his face a road map of grief. His sharp eyes locked onto Ethan. "Who are you?" Ethan swallowed hard. "I met an elderly woman 2 nights ago. She gave me this." He handed the napkin over. The man's hands trembled as he read the words. His breath hitched. His voice cracked. "She's alive." Ethan hesitated. "I don't know where she is now, but she was looking for you." The man clenched his jaw, staring past Ethan, lost in some painful memory. "She was my mother." Ethan's chest tightened. "Your?" "She left when I was a kid," the man whispered. "I never knew why. I hated her for it. But if she wrote this," his voice trailed off, emotion thick in the air. Ethan pulled out his phone. "I can help you find her." The man exhaled, nodding. "I think I'd like that." 3 weeks later, Ethan had just finished changing a tire when his phone buzzed. A text. "Unknown number. I found her. We talked. Thank you." Then, a second message. "Unknown number. Check your bank account." Frowning, Ethan opened his banking app. His breath caught in his throat. $50,000. He nearly dropped his phone. A message followed. "Unknown number. My mother never had much, but she held on to stocks in a little company she believed in. Turns out she was right. I sold them. And now, I'm making sure good people like you don't go unnoticed. Keep fixing cars, kid. The world needs people like you." Ethan sat back against the car, heart pounding. His father's shop was safe. His dream was alive. And all because of a simple napkin and an act of kindness on a cold, rainy night.